The Krythak's mother had no choice. Her species, apex predators from the death world of Vex Prime, never showed weakness. Never asked for help. But the poison coursing through her veins left her with only one option: trust the human. Dr. Rebecca Morrison looked up from her xenobiology workstation as the massive creature stumbled into the research outpost's medical bay. The Krythak stood nearly 8 feet tall, covered in midnight black scales with razor-sharp claws that could shred titanium. Behind her, 2 small cubs whimpered, their bioluminescent markings flickering weakly. "Please," the mother rasped, her translator struggling with her native clicks and growls. "Venom. Zethian snake. I die soon. My cubs." Rebecca's heart pounded. In the 3 years since humanity joined the Galactic Federation, they'd learned one universal truth: predator species didn't ask prey species for help. Humans, with their soft skin and blunt teeth, were classified as Class 7 prey. The Krythaks were Class 2 predators, feared across 100 worlds. The mother collapsed. Her cubs, each the size of a large dog, huddled against her cooling body, crying out in distress. Rebecca made her decision in an instant. "Computer, seal medical bay. Initiate full quarantine protocols." She approached the cubs slowly, hands raised. Every instinct screamed danger, but she saw past the claws and fangs. She saw children watching their mother die. "It's okay," she whispered, kneeling. "I've got you." The cubs hissed, backing away. Their mother's final breath rattled through the room. For a moment, Rebecca thought they might attack. Instead, the larger cub, a male with distinctive silver markings, stepped forward and pressed his head against her hand. Over the next 6 weeks, Rebecca did something no one in the galaxy expected: she raised them. Commander James Peterson watched through the observation window, fascinated and horrified. "She's feeding them by hand. Does she have any idea how dangerous this is?" "Extremely dangerous," replied Dr. Hassan al-Rashid, the station's chief physician. "But look at them. They're not hunting her. They're bonding." Rebecca had converted her quarters into a den. She'd studied every file on Krythak's biology, learning their dietary needs, their social structures, their communication methods. The cubs, whom she named Nova and Atlas, followed her everywhere. But it wasn't just feeding and shelter. She taught them. When Nova got her claw stuck in a vent grate, panicking and thrashing, Rebecca didn't flee. She sang softly, an old lullaby her grandmother had taught her, and carefully worked the claw free. Nova learned patience. When Atlas grew aggressive during feeding time, snapping at his sister, Rebecca didn't punish with violence. She separated them, waited, and only allowed him to eat after he'd calmed. Atlas learned self-control. She played with them, read to them, showed them Earth documentaries. She taught them that strength wasn't just about claws and teeth. The Galactic Council got involved in Week 7. "This is unnatural," declared Ambassador Vex Thor, a Krythak's elder, his scales scarred from countless battles. "You've made them weak. They should be hunting, killing, establishing dominance." Rebecca stood before the council chamber, Nova and Atlas flanking her. They were nearly adult-sized now, magnificent and deadly. But they sat calmly, protectively close to their human guardian. "With respect, Ambassador," Rebecca said, "I've made them strong. Just differently than you might expect." "Prove it," Vex Thor growled. "Traditional Krythak's trials. If they fail, they return to our world for proper training." The trials were brutal. Combat simulations, hunting exercises, survival challenges designed for creatures twice their age. The Council expected them to fail, to show the weakness of human-raised predators. They dominated every test. But it was the final trial that changed everything. A genuine emergency, a cargo ship had crashed on the planet's hostile northern continent. 3 crew members trapped, surrounded by indigenous predators that even Krythaks avoided. "Send a military team," someone suggested. No time, Rebecca said. Nova, Atlas, and I will go. The rescue mission should have been a death sentence. The indigenous predators, called ravagers, hunted in packs of 30 or more. They'd torn apart Krythax warriors before. But Nova and Atlas didn't fight like typical Krythax. They fought like humans taught them, together. Coordinated. Strategic. While Atlas drew the pack's attention with calculated aggression, Nova flanked, using the terrain. Rebecca, armed with a plasma rifle, provided cover fire with tactical precision. When they found the crew, 2 Krythax and 1 human, trapped in the wreckage, the survivors were shocked. The cubs didn't just extract them, Atlas carried the injured Krythax on his back while Nova shielded the group. Rebecca coordinated their retreat, calling out threats and directing their movements like a well-trained unit. They saved all 3 lives without losing their own. Ambassador Vexthor watched the mission footage in silence. Then he did something unprecedented, he bowed to Rebecca. I understand now, he said quietly. We Krythax are strong alone. But you humans, you make those around you stronger. You taught them something we never could, that true strength includes compassion, strategy, and sacrifice for others. Nova approached the ambassador and spoke her first words in perfect Krythax, my mother gave me life. Rebecca gave me purpose. I am Krythax. I am also human taught. I am better for both. The Galactic Federation's classification system changed that year. Humans were reclassified, not as prey, but as something entirely new, catalyst species. Not predators or prey, but the ones who elevated everyone around them. Rebecca continued her research, but now with a new mission. Across the galaxy, orphaned young from dozens of species came to her station. Not because humans were the strongest or the smartest, but because they had something rarer, the ability to see potential in everyone and the patience to help them reach it. Nova and Atlas became ambassadors, living proof that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their tactics. It was their inexplicable, stubborn belief that everyone, predator or prey, alien or human, deserved a chance to be better than they were. And sometimes, all it took was someone willing to kneel beside a frightened cub and whisper, I've got you.